Hello and welcome to our review for the Hustle USA, which releases with the RSTX3 and hype solid August 19th. Angel's up in this one. She's our hustle expert because she throws a lot of stuff in this zone, and in this video we'll be comparing the USA to the wine and the camo. Popping up the graph, we're on the house shot at Royal Crest Lanes in Lawrence, Kansas. It's very similar to Cagle's Easy Street. The volume here is higher than on the graph, so it's not quite as easy, but it's not difficult by any means. It's basically your typical league shot. Next, we'll look at the numbers in 15 pounds, which is what Angel throws. 253 RG, which is medium. It won't make the ball rev up super early, but it will get into a nice roll. And an 030 differential, which is pretty low, much lower than that, and you're not looking at much flare at all. This is just enough to keep the ball from rolling over the same oil rings all the way down the lane. For reference, the IQ Tour Solid has an 029 differential. This is a big part of what's made it so successful. Just enough flare to keep exposing fresh cover to the lane for stability and consistency, but not enough to make it too aggressive or boomy on the back end. Angel's layout numbers and photo will be in the sidebar, and her personal statistics or information is in the description. The USA has the hybrid version of the VTC cover formula on it that we've seen on the Hustle Camo and the Wine, plus the Hyped Pearl and Hybrid, but it comes at a 3000 grit finish rather than 4K fast like the others transition to after starting out as 1500 grit polished balls. The USA is heavier rolling than the Wine and the Camo, though I'll stop short of calling it chuggy, and it's not necessarily stronger than the other two. The roll reminds me a lot of the Axiom. It's heavy rolling and tumbly without really wanting to slow down or dig in too early, and it's still got a decent amount of pop and strength down lane. It's a very balanced reaction. This is what makes the Hustles among the best bang for your buck in bowling. I'll still say that the HP2 line holds that distinction, but the HP1 line is right behind it. The Hustles look and react a lot like a stronger ball, just at the perfect strength from most league patterns. While I mentioned that it bears similarity to the IQ line from a core perspective, the core of the IQ is a lot lower RG, so it revs and rolls sooner. It wants to be stronger and earlier, but then controllable down lane. Sometimes the IQs are a little too early and smooth for regular league or house patterns, but the Hustles tweak that look a little. They add extra length and extra shape in a bit weaker package to make the reaction perfect for someone like Angel. She loves her IQs too, but when they're too early and smooth, she moves over to the Hustle line to give her the same general look, but that helps her out in the length and shape department while dropping the strength a little. With the medium RG of the Hustle core, it doesn't get started revving so early, so it's easier through the front part of the lane, but stays controllable on the back end due to the lower differential. As we've been watching, you've also seen her be able to move back right a little as the back ends have settled down, and the ball has begun to shine a little, and it looks really good from here. Before we get into the comparisons, I've tried to avoid this as much as possible because I hate seeing it in videos myself, but liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment are the easiest ways to support the channel and keep the videos coming. The YouTube algorithms love that stuff, so do a couple clicky clickies and let me know in the comments section what else you'd like to see the USA compared to in future videos. If you like Angel's jersey, this is the land of the free design, and my code Rosdahl10 gets you 10% off everything on the CoolWick website at checkout. Code's in the description to copy and paste. If you're in the market for any new equipment like the Hustle USA, for example, I have a direct link in the description to purchase it at Bowler's Mart. Using the link, associate your purchases with me, which helps my sponsors justify their support, and I do also earn 5% commission from sales using the link. The SRGBBFS group on Facebook is a great place to go for all things SPI, specializing in used, rare, and international equipment. Thanks to Turbo and extra thanks to Storm for their support and sponsoring of the channel. Also, the new super thanks button below the video on the line with the like and share buttons allows you to leave me a tip. Other than that, Dustin, I'm pretty sure that's not a polywog. Next is a fresh new Hustle Camo at 4K fast, and while it also originally came polished, having the USA at 3000, the Camo at 4K fast, and the Wine that we'll see later at the original 1500 polish creates some separation and diversity because remember, they're all the same cover formula. That matters quite a bit more than whether they're Pearl, Hybrid, or Solid. The cover types obviously do factor in, just not nearly as much as cover formula, so the different surfaces help to separate the reactions a little bit further. This is Angel's first camo. She's always wanted one, but there just wasn't a good enough excuse until now. The camo is a somewhat different shape. It's kind of between a round shape and an arc. It's like half IQ Tour Solid and half Phase 2. It's a little cleaner up front than the USA due to the surface most likely. It's not quite as heavy rolling though. It doesn't want to start slowing down at all like the USA does. It just kind of rolls and has a firm but not quick or sharp move on the back end, and as she gets it broken in, it gets a little punchier. The USA looks like it's all about pocket control. Once Angel got lined up and was able to straighten her ball path out a little bit, she had a ton of miss room and the ball kept her in play. It'll be great for when the lanes are touchier over under. The camo allows a little bit more shape from a bit further in because the trade-off with the USA is that it's going to be a little flat and lazy sometimes. If that's the case, the camo gives her a different shape and a different look at virtually the same traction level. The trade-off with the camo though is that sometimes it's going to be a little jumpy when track friction shows up, so of course it would then be back to the USA for the blend, or down to the Hustle wine if the lanes are getting too toasty. This is new footage of course, but this wine was one of the initial batches that still had the 1500 polish on it, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, and we decided to leave it on there. Shiny is how most people think of pearl balls, how most people want them, and I think the shiny version is the version most people have experienced. The wine's a longer and stronger IQ Emerald type of look, a weaker version of the hyped Pearl, a much weaker Marvel Pearl type of look and feel going way back, etc. With the lower differential and surface of the previous two balls comes both track burn and some carry down, which we're seeing the effects of. So while she likes the general reaction, the wine doesn't see a lot of lane time for her anymore. Again, she's got a lot of reaction options in this general zone in the hyped Pearl, IQ Emerald, IQ Tour Solid, Hustle Hunter, which is an overseas PBR. This one is just a little too clean for her sometimes. At the 4K fast finish it comes at now, or if we took the polish off of this one, I'm sure it'd be in play more, but that'd also put it even more on top of what she already owns. Sometimes you just need to leave stuff alone and let it be what it is. Some people act like lower usage of a certain ball is a bad thing, and they try to make adjustments so that they can use it more often, but all that does most of the time is just create a bunch of overlap with the stuff that's already heavier use. Then when they do need something like this, they don't have it because they changed it. To compare them all the easiest, here's a supercut of them all together, and I'll see you on the other side. All three current Hustles give you a good variety of shape and friction response. Again, the wine is rounder but still punchy. The USA is the earliest and smoothest, and the camo is more of a round arc. As far as total traction goes, however, they're all fairly similar. I think it does follow the solid hybrid pearl type of progression in this case. If you're bigger into shape differences than hook potential differences like I am, I could carry all three of these because the shapes are quite a bit different and that gives them a lot of zone and transition stage coverage. However, if hook potential is what you pay most attention to, there is a lot of overlap here. Once again, the Hustle USA comes out with the RSTX3 and Hype Solid on August 19th. Big shout out and thanks to my Patreon and Discord communities. Thank you for watching and may the strikes be with you.